having a good time.
The energy is automatic when she
People, welcome back to The Fix. It's your boy Nar here with Ari, and we have no one said two precious metals and that's so no way. I think of something else. Before we get to that, obviously big ups to our sponsors, Itopia Life, Herbal Sour, Cannabis and Culture combined for one of a kind experience. You can visit them at 10A West Kings House Road, just across on Canadian Embassy. Also, you can follow them on Instagram at Itopia Life or visit their webpage at itopialife.com for latest info on strains and merch. This video is also brought to you by Pure24, pure natural supplements designed to enhance the body and mind. They make supplements affordable, effective, and easy to use. You can visit their website at pure24store.com. Their production all across the world. I don't know, so you can use that promo code THEFIX to get 15% off all purchases. That's promo code THEFIX to get 15% off all purchases. As I said, people, we'll have two gold individuals in the business. Gold Up duo, Zack Ariyah. Bless up. New album out in stores right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
The introduction.
Introduction.
Is
Oh,
the
wait.
intro? Is
It's
the intro for
introduction.
sure? Okay.
So I mean, I'm sure you've answered this question a ton since the launch of the EP, but why the introduction? I mean, we know you guys already.
Yeah. So our first album, which we dropped in 2020, was called Prelude. Mm-hmm. So when we dropped that, we were kind of thinking like, okay, this is the first, like in a book, you know, like there's the prelude, then there's the introduction, then chapter 1, and so on and so forth. So we think it was really like the first step, like before the introduction, to kind of put our names out there and put together a project.
That's it. It's really a project that we present ourselves. It's our first really serious project, you know. We're taking step all over these 3 past years since the label we created Gold Up, and we felt like this one was the project that gonna introduce us to the world.
So what's different from what's different now? The introduction and the prelude, like what's the growth you think? What's different with you guys now?
I mean, in terms of production, for sure, like myself, I've improved a lot since then. With this guy pressuring me to like always try new things and stuff. So
Always.
yeah, and I mean, it's clear like we have some bigger names on this project, like a lot of legends on the project. So I mean, those are 2 main differences, just the quality of the work, I think.
Right.
So how is it that you got to get the legends on the project?
Work and the fact that I moved here really helped a lot. Like we did probably in 1 year what it would take 3-4 years overseas, you know, by distance over the social media. It's doable, but it take way longer, you know. And to have the relation with the artists face to face and actually meet them and build relationship with them changed completely our vision.
Yeah, so like the first album that we released, Prelude, we were both still living in Canada, so we didn't really have any like foot on the ground here per se, you know. So it was more difficult to reach out to artists since it's strictly like through social media or like the small trips that we would come to Jamaica. So I'd say like for sure him moving to Jamaica is like a game changer for us.
So you realize that the connection, like having being here physically, the respect, the you can talk to the person, build a vibe, the chemistry. So it was easier for them to even say, "Oh yeah, go up, yeah, no good dude, I can work with you." So you felt like that was the difference.
That was exactly like that. And yesterday we were talking about it. I still cannot believe that I'm almost good with all the artists I grew up listening to, like most of the legend. And to me, it still feels unreal. Sometimes, you know, we always focus working when we don't realize certain things that we achieved.
Yeah.
But when we step back and just trying to listen, always staying humble, you know, that's very important for us. But from us coming from France and then Zack Canada, being in love in dancehall and actually, you know, knowing the artists like that, it's still unreal. Like we can, I don't know, I don't really have words for it, you know.
It's a real solid body of work listening to the album.
Yeah.
We went to the launch as well. Great event, by the way.
Respect.
Thanks for the invite. What was the thought process in the creative side of the album, though? It seems like it was composed of various genres and an eclectic sound. That was the mindset going into the making of it.
Definitely.
I would say I mean, we had a collection of singles, but it wasn't enough to put together like a cohesive album, you know. So we were just thinking of like what was missing. Like we didn't have like a song for the ladies at one point, so we needed to kind of
Exactly.
So we had to kind of build and see what we were missing to kind of have like a full well-rounded body of work with like a lot of different vibes. There's like some conscious vibes on there, there's some party vibes, there's like,
and when we realize when we try bring different influence in one song, the Lego the Bird actually worked, so it's like this works, so we have to be smart and try to stay on that lane and bring different influence together. We're listening to Afrobeat, we're listening to I'm a DJ too, so I play a lot of different genre, so I get inspired by a lot of genre. That's why I'm hard on Zach, say that, bro, you need to do something different on this one.
Because there was a Spanish person on the album. I don't want to say his name wrong.
And tapping on reggaeton and Afrobeat, dancehall.
But when you think about it, so reggaeton is from dancehall. Dembo is from dancehall. It's from Shabba Ranks song. They made a whole genre out of this song using the same pattern. Afrobeat, people are gonna hate me, but it's inspired from dancehall. Pop, everything that you hear,
but
the
it's
rules
true.
Them know
are
it's
here.
true. Them know it's
The
true.
rules are here. So why for us it was very important to not using that, but they don't have enough collaboration within the genre that coming from dancehall. So it was important and very interesting, because as soon as we pitch the idea to the artist, it can be the artist from Ghana, Nigeria, or Dominican Republic. When we pitch them the idea, let's do a collab with a Jamaican artist, they were like 100% done. And they send the vocals real quick too. So they want to collaborate
and like have a
it's
more
not like they
unique
don't, but they don't have the link, or so I'm like, it's very good to actually do that and
So
start
now you
building
go
bridge.
up now is like the bridge, the connector to
That's
the
how they call
different
us now. The bridge.
the different connectors to the different genres. I mean, that's
Because
good.
it definitely was interesting to hear Bounty Killer on a reggaeton.
Yeah.
We were surprised that he
Yeah.
chose this one too. He killed it.
Oh, he chose it. So how was, like, tell us the process though? Is that you had an idea for the artist to be on a particular beat, or the artist came in and like they chose which beat they wanted?
All right. So for the song with Ricardo Banks and Beanie Man, and the song with Elviano and Bounty Killer, I actually chilling with Esco at the studio, and we were just talking about some project, and I told him that we were working on an album, play a couple songs. And I was like, yo, that would be sick to have. I know he's working well with Bounty, and I'm like, yo, it's one of my favorite artists. That would be sick to have it on the album. It's like, no problem. They pitch him the idea, and actually the song, I don't know, it was probably few days after he put the vocals on it. So he actually chose this one, and they deliver a sick song though.
Yeah. So even with the collaborations, like you had an idea of like, oh, you want Dope Nation to remix with Lali and the Rekadu and Beanie Man. Same name? Same pronounce right?
You get it.
Yeah. So it's like having that, you can't even know with the artist that you wanted to be on the same song that wasn't already.
No.
well, I mean, I wouldn't say right off the bat, like on a lot of them we had one of the artist's vocals, and we were trying to figure out, okay, who can complement, like whose voice would sound good, whose style would sound good, like who would have a message that it would be like, consistent with what they're
Would make
they're already,
sense.
exactly.
Which
Basically
would
what
make sense.
And a lot of the times, like we came to the same kind of conclusion. Like I would ask Raph, and he would ask me, and then I would have an artist in my mind, and he would basically say the same artist.
Okay. I was wondering too, because I was listening to Gallus, Bada Bling. No, not Bada Bling.
Bada General.
Bada General,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah. And Jason
Shout out,
Valentino. I like the song, but I was saying the lyrics in this day and age, you can listen to it. I won't say what it is, but like I was even saying, like, did you say, you want to change this lyric, probably fix it up a little? Like, what was that
Not really.
conversation like with him?
We sent him the rhythm, and he sent back these vocals. We had this song for a while, I think. And it's like, we like the vibe still. And I'm like, well, if we like the vibe, we probably other people will like it too. And we need a lot of different topic in one album. We don't want just stay talking about the same thing. As I say, like, we here in Jamaica, and this is a part of the culture too. So it was not a problem for me to drop that song. And
because I know you wanted to have an international appeal, you know, and catering to everyone.
It's still international. No, it's still international.
Yeah.
It is.
I really want to get some insight on, you know, the creative aspect of the making of the album, because one thing that I noticed was that the sound and the whole vibe of it seemed very forward thinking, if you will. It was rooted in dancehall, but you never really hear like old school dancehall sound, but you still heard that foundation dancehall mixed with, you could say, an amalgamation of different sounds. Was that, you know, the thinking of things, like, because there's this whole debate now about, you know,
old
should we old school versus new school, and you know, I wonder if that played into the thinking of composing our rhythms.
To an extent it did, but I would say we really wanted to just focus on things that sounded fresh to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So nothing that's too much in one direction. It's kind of like a mix, you know, like each track, I would say maybe a couple of them are exceptions, but most of them are kind of mix of different genres. And I mean, I don't think personally
No, we didn't talk together about one direction we wanted to do. We just wanted something that sounds good. If the result sounds good to both of us, and that's something, it's cool, because even for the mix and everything, when we hear the version, we always agree on, okay, this is the one that's good, you know.
You've never disagreed?
Like barely.
No, I mean, in the end, we end up agreeing. But there's been some times where we've disagreed, but I feel like
it was minor things.
Minor
disagreements that you're probably never gonna hear, even if it was the version you prefer or the one. It's just some little thing that was just tickling the ear, and it's like, no, I want to change that.
Yeah, but I'd say for the most part, like I mentioned before, Raph's kind of pushed me to do different sounding things and use like different inspirations. So I think that's really helped kind of form the sound of the album, because there's nothing really too, you know, dancehall in there. There's always like a little mix of Afro or whatever it is, you know. So I gotta credit him for kind of putting the pressure on me and not sticking to like just where I'm comfortable.
Yeah, because a lot of what I heard on it, I thought to myself, I think that a lot of dancehall should sound like this now currently. I think that a lot of people could play in this lane where it's rooted, it has the same type of groove, but it doesn't sound too old school, because you still want it to be palatable to the younger audience as well. Yeah. And it's all about bringing back that vibe and that enjoyment that a lot of people seem to be craving for. Old school and even younger folks alike.
I think what to piggyback off what Nara's saying, when I listened to the album, it was an enjoyable album. You know?
Thank you. That's the goal.
It felt good. Like I can imagine myself like driving and I play the album from start to finish. As I said, I love location, and you know, so it's just and you're right. It gives a different vibe, mood. It set the pace, everything. So it overall,
that was really the goal. Like
Yeah.
seriously, to export the album as far as possible. We wanted to target the world for this. We didn't target one country, you know.
Yeah.
And as I said, the fact that I'm a DJ and I just came back from a tour, when I was finishing the album, I really realized like what was working there. You know, I really analyzed everything. When even other DJ was playing, I went to I played in a place where they had like an EDM room, hard rock room, a reggae room. And when I stopped my set, I went to the other room and analyzed everything. And I'm like, yo, like...
So you were playing in the reggae room?
Yeah, of course. and the EDM room was the biggest room, you know?
Yeah.
And it was funny because I analyzed everything and I checked like why all these people are dancing to this song and not like are not in the dancehall sense.
So that was a question I was going to ask, because me know say I want to play album not only to Caucasian audience, but black audiences and all type of audience across the world. So what do, in your estimation, do the people, you know, react to mostly in your experience? And you're basically saying, say, you know, that up-tempo type vibe, it seems like really hook people.
But that's why we say like we're here to actually represent the culture too. If the Caucasian listen to the album and love it and they share it, it's good for the culture. It's good for dancehall, you know. And if we can participate on make it grow overseas, bring it back, that vibe, that dancing vibe and that feel good vibe, it's a win. That was really it though.
Is that when you were producing the album? Were you overseas in Canada?
No, yeah, I was in Canada.
So
the whole
how were
time.
you able to kind of get your headspace into that? Where I mean, is well, I don't know where exactly in Canada you were, but dancehall is in Toronto.
Yeah,
I know, but
I'm
where?
about 6 hours away from Toronto in Montreal.
The French part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like, how exactly were you able to get your mind frame into like wanting to keep?
I mean, I've
dancehall.
been listening and producing dancehall for like over 10 years now. So
And he's responsible from some of the biggest dancehall hit too.
yeah,
Before we started Gold Up.
yeah, like some other labels like CT Scan by Vibes Cartel.
Yeah.
By Vibes Cartel.
Yeah.
Stand Strong.
And I was there when I just reached in Montreal, and I heard, so one of my friend actually, Jason Valentino, that is on the album,
Yeah.
I link him, and I'm like, he told me like, yo, there's a white dude making some rhythm for Popcorn, Mavado, Cartel. And as a DJ, I was like, yo, I want to meet him, but he doesn't go out. He stay in the studio all the time. And
Typical producer.
yeah. So, and it was funny how we met actually. So I get to that story. As we had each other on Facebook. Then he posted something, who have grabber? And I just came back from Jamaica with no bad grabber.
Grabber.
So I commented though, yo bro, I have grabber, just link up. And he pull at my house, and then that's really literally how we met. And I'm like, bro, I have actually Ibama was coming in Montreal, and I'm like, yo, like I'm good with Iba, let's work on the first project together.
Yeah.
So we work on that. It was not official that it was Gold Up by then, and then I'm like, bro, it makes sense. The energy is good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And then when the rest is history.
Grabber uniting
thank you,
the
Grabber.
people.
Grabber United.
Yeah.
Formed Gold Up.
So yeah, like how were you able to get? So you're saying you're always in that headspace
Yeah.
of Jamaican, dancehall.
I mean, yeah, dancehall. Like for the longest time, it was mainly just dancehall that I was listening to. But then, I don't know, Afro beats. It's starting being pushed everywhere. So I didn't really have a choice but to listen to it, and I kind of I liked it. Like it caught my ear. So I mean, it's just I don't go out really. I like music. That's like my passion. So it's just natural for me to just want to create music. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't have.
24/7.
It wasn't like a forced thing where I had to put myself into like, okay, now I gotta make some dancehall for the album, and it was really just a natural thing.
Enjoy.
So
Yeah.
where was what was the first or your first introduction? Because we spoke to Raph already, but for you, like, what was your first introduction to dancehall or reggae music? Yeah.
So, yeah, it would definitely be dancehall. I like, not to say I'm not into reggae music, but I was never like a hardcore fan. Where
So
I
you
know
knew the
everything.
distinction, because most people
Yeah.
overseas are like, reggae, and it's just a broad stroke of reggae, dancehall, ska, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I went to I went to the States for like a week with some friends, and there was like a guy selling mixtapes, so I'd like, oh, let me buy a dancehall mixtape, and I put that mixtape on. I think I heard there was 2 songs. There was one, Dr. Evil Punani. That one, it like that one really stuck. It stuck out to me because it definitely
It's
didn't
catchy.
sound like anything else I heard, even within dancehall. And the other one was Taxi Fare by Vegas and Mr. Lex. And yeah, like that's like my
That was
real
the
first
beginning.
like foray into listening to dancehall music, and
Okay.
yeah.
So like,
So how did you get into composing?
yeah,
man?
like that
really
led you
make
down the
it,
path.
Yeah, so like maybe a couple of years of just being like a fan and listener. I think I messaged another producer on Facebook, and he kind of gave me some tips, and I decided one day, okay, I want to produce music, but I had no idea really how. So
Yeah,
I
because I
had
was wondering to like,
Yeah.
what were you always a
no, not even like I had a friend who had this app, this program called Fruity Loops or FL Studio.
Yeah.
And
On the
I didn't
phone.
I didn't have like a computer or anything, so I downloaded the app on my iPhone, and I kind of like maxed out the most I could do and made like a full complete beat of like 3 minutes. And then it was at that point I'm like, maybe I should just invest a bit into myself. And so I spent about $1,000, got a computer, speakers, softwares, everything, and then learned from YouTube, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like taught from YouTube. And I gotta say, like the first maybe 4 or 5 years of making beats, no, maybe that's a little long, maybe 2 or 3 years of making beats they were so garbage. Like I didn't know what the layers, the
At
different.
least you're honest with yourself. That's good.
And I
We have
mean,
to start somewhere.
Yeah, you have
that's
to.
it.
Yeah.
The first song I ever released was one with Navino,
Oh.
Who God Bless. That was the first one under my own label, which I had my own label for the longest time called Zack Ariyah Productions. And so that was it.
So like even so you reached out to Navino. Did you ever consider moving to Jamaica too at one point?
I mean, to be honest, I at that point I had never really
Yeah.
I hadn't even been to Jamaica at
Okay.
that point. So
Yeah.
I was like really just doing it straight from the internet.
So was it a case where you're into the culture now virtually? So it's like, oh, you're just gonna reach out to the artists them on social media and link up with them that way. That's how it really started for you.
That's pretty much how it started. Like I worked with
The whole Fort Jenna.
Yeah, Fort Jenna for a long time, like Jades and Tanso, Show Crime, Idonia, Governor, like Governor before he was Governor, like he used
So
to be
it's
called
Diablo?
Diablo, yeah.
Yeah.
Produced a lot of singles with them, dropped a big juggling project with Movado and Popcorn, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. And like Raph said before, it's like surreal when all these artists that I'm like listening to and checking their new music, and then I'm in a position where I'm like producing music for them, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of.
So do you do any do you do other genres other than dancehall? Or you mainly work with dancehall artists?
Yeah, mainly dancehall artists, but lately, like with the album and this guy with telling me to do different genres and everything, like I've really been branching out more into like Amapiano and
You heard that genre?
Afro.
It's
No,
taking over.
I'm a piano.
Amapiano.
Yeah.
It's
But
I'm sure you've
I
heard
go
it.
boss my partner.
You've
Yeah.
heard it. It's just you probably don't know what it's called.
Okay.
It's
what
like
song?
it's Afrobeat, 100%, but with some different element. It's from South Africa.
Yeah, but that's
So
where
the
it
Lego the
originated
Bird
from.
actually influenced by South Africa, and it's another genre called gom
Yeah.
that we mix with dancehall. And then from South Africa now it's blowing up all over the world. Like Amapiano is the biggest thing overseas.
Wow.
Yeah.
So not just in Africa, South Africa, but
Worldwide, it's
over-
blowing up worldwide.
Okay.
Even like probably some Burna Boy
So
song that
wait, is it like Afrobeat?
It's
or-
Afrobeat with some the thing that differentiates Afrobeat from Amapiano is that lock drum. So it's a chill vibe. And then at one point there's a crazy part with some lock drum everywhere, like doom 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 doom.
A log
doom,
drum
doom.
is like a bass sound.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So
So is it safe to say it's an offshoot of Afrobeat?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to speak too much on it personally because I don't know.
It's from Africa. It's
It's,
Afrobeat.
yeah, it's an
Yeah,
Afro,
But from a
right?
different country. You have Afrobeat from Nigeria, you have Afrobeat from Ghana. And what they call their own genre there, it's Amapiano and gom.
Zack, you're right. You could have passed your South Africa and you can't have
No, but I would love to go in this country too. When when you love one genre, we love to go in the country to discover
Yeah.
the culture, you know.
But speaking with you, Rafi, I realize that you are somebody that enjoys. Well, you enjoy music, but you take a lot of care in trying to learn a lot about the music, and not just being stuck into one genre or whatever. So, I mean, going forward, you think that is one of the things that make you so distinct in this specific genre of dancehall?
Yeah, it can be a strength too because I'm interested in a lot of things. But as I said, when I travel, I don't go in a resort. I don't stay in the resort. I love to see the culture. I love to discover people. Like I before I even started to be official DJ, I travel a lot. I literally sell everything that I belong. And I went to travel.
Yeah, I remember
With
you
my
saying
backpack
it
for
does,
like
yeah.
years, And I think that's one thing. It was kind of a crazy move for my mom. It's like, yo, you don't have nothing left. I learned so much within this trip. And when I came back to France, I'm like, no, I don't want to stay there. There's too much things to see, And then the dancehall and the production was becoming very serious, and we were doing dancehall. So where else should I move? So I decided to come here. But right now, the album is done, so we're gonna have more time to work on different stuff.
Yeah.
So Ghana is definitely a
So you're
destination we
hoping
want
really
to go.
to to be not just not to work with just dancehall, many dancehall artists. The hope is to work with many people in different genres as much as you
Yeah,
can.
but always representing the song that we love at first,
Yeah.
which is dancehall. We're not gonna sell out.
Do you ever feel inspired like Raph to travel and move and do?
I tell him, yes, I motivate you, you know. I don't want to pushing you for everything.
Yeah.
Like, yo, bro, let's do it.
Is that more I know something? Because apparently you're not left a yard, right? And it seems like your process is in making rhythms is that as long as it sound good to me. So more I know how you achieve that balance there. If maybe Raph is that buffer in saying so this is what people like, because you're making music.
Yeah.
It might sound cool to you, but you don't know how people might react to it.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
like how you achieve that balance. Say, yo, yeah, I'm making something that is dope, not just to me, but for a consumer base.
I mean, a lot of the times, like I'll start with an idea, right? And I'll come with like a concept or something that I'm working on, and I always like to bounce feedback, off of Raph or other producers, and so I feel like he basically
we barely hold back any song. Every time we produce a song, like 99% of the time we drop it because we like the result, and if we don't like it, then we change the rhythm or we change something, but we never really hold back a song. So if it sounds good to us, we don't really care how it's gonna be received.
Yeah.
If it sounds good to us, might other people like it too. So if we really overthink about everything, then you don't do any, you end up not doing anything.
True.
I think.
But it seems safe to say that you are the buffer because you're in the streets and you have a good feel for what people like.
Yeah,
so
but-
it's like from you like it, you know that other people will in a sense.
But that's why it's a perfect balance because Zack is always focused on the music, and this part only takes so much time, and it's something that I cannot do by myself fully. It's like it's perfect because I'm focused on what I need to be focused on, and Zack is focused on what he's focused on. And even if he's in Canada, we can make things happen like that. And it's probably that's why it's probably a strength too, because if you're in the same room with somebody for a long time, it's probably the vibe's gonna be different. No, he's on his own space. I have my own space. And we communicate like that, and so far it's working perfectly, though.
I was even wondering to I was saying like he has moved to Jamaica. It's official. You're a Jamaican, right? Yeah. Like you've ever considered that to like wanting to move here?
I've definitely considered it and thought about it. I'm not gonna say that it's something that will never happen, but I mean, I feel like the way that we work right now is working good. I have some responsibilities in Canada. I have a girlfriend in Canada, so I'm not gonna just uproot.
To make her come.
Yeah, she can move. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Like something.
Not gonna pressure Zack too much.
Zack Ariyah say, yo, she can't move, man.
Does she get it? Like she understands. She gets it. Like what you do as a dancehall producer.
Yeah. No, she's very supportive. Probably one of the most supportive people in my life when it comes to it. Even though I spent a lot of time not being with her, working on the music, but despite all that, she's very, very supportive.
How long are they now?
Over a year now. It's been
Serious?
Serious.
Yeah, serious.
Serious.
Okay. All right.
I'm like, oh my god, what kind of cussing I got?
What else I say, if I something what worth him, he not hand if him for move. It looks so.
Is that with promoting this song, being in the streets, Raph, like promotion and everything. It's like you guys. You ever been to a street dance? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we went last night.
Yeah.
Oh, last night. But
before that,
you've been. So the promotion. So is it the same thing, the same vibe, trying to get people to, especially local people, to hear the songs and support the album?
For this album, it's kind of difficult because, as we say, we didn't just target Jamaica. And I don't think there is a lead single that can be playing in the street right now. So, because we don't really hear Spanish artists playing in a dance here. The Afrobeat part can work because there's more and more Afrobeat segment. Every DJ after the album. So far, the radio is playing it.
Yeah.
I didn't hear except Bird and Touch Your Head that on the album with Ellie. I didn't hear any song from the album yet in the street. But I'm definitely doing the groundwork,
And so far, you see that there's a support from major players, like most of the DJs,
Yeah.
as you said, most of the promoters, selectors, artists, you see that there's
Yeah, and worldwide, like people
tag.
tag us and stuff like that, and even people that usually not like we don't know them, you know. And we check every people that repost our story because we never know who reposts, you know. And we got some huge opportunity just responding a DM, you know. So we check everything, and even like some radio DJ when they tag us, I'm not just reposting, I just say like, you know, thanks, give me your email, I can send you more stuff. So it's just a network like that. And then but the album did very good worldwide, and that was the
because that was
goal.
my next question, because you know that, you know, like album sales, especially for dancehall, is always kind of been, you know, a difficult fight to sell.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk
like you
about
realize,
that.
is there something different that you're doing, and do you have any? What are the expectations that you have of the album sales?
Well, me, I'm always have higher expectation, like the highest level. So sometimes it's like we just talked about that with Zach yesterday. Like I have too much expectation, so when this don't happen, I'm
very disappointed.
Yeah, disappointed. I'm like, we can do more than that, you know. But one thing that we want to tell the people is like, we don't fake numbers, we don't pay for nothing. And the amount of people that reach out to us is like, yo, bro, you want to be number one on Billboard? Yes, I do, but I'm gonna be, and we're gonna do it ourselves. We're not gonna. So many. You don't
never know. Say we never know. Say a Billboard chopper.
And it's like, okay, you want to be number one, number two, or number three,
Right.
or you want to be number one on iTunes. I'm like, yeah, I want to. That's my goal, you know. But I'm not faking it, because first thing, the platform see it. You see, like if there is 40 sale at the same place, same time, it's fake. They see it. In long term, it's not something that you can benefit. You know, for the future project that we're gonna work on. If we stay real to ourselves, even if the numbers are lower than probably some project that you never heard about, that number one on Billboard, we don't fake things. And I think that's what people appreciate, though.
So
it's
you're
real
hoping for
views.
organic growth and
definitely.
the reach of it to be organic.
That is it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, ask the both answer that question, right? What's an unpopular opinion about the genre that you feel comfortable in expressing?
An unpopular opinion?
Yeah, opinion, yeah.
About the genre.
That are expressed right now, like what people say low key.
No,
that
No, what
You
you think. Yeah.
We can talk about the band too, like the dancehall band, about the bad.
Yeah, what about it?
part.
What do you think about it?
I think, as I said, like I think somebody asked me at the lunch, like what I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, it's way deeper than what it is. I don't think the problem is from the music, and it's the same thing with the trap right now in the US, talking about Molly, these type of things.
There's like people.
It's
talk
crazy
about
the
literally
amount of
killing
artists
people.
die from OD, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not the fault of the music, and it's probably deeper than that. If the kids start taking these things, and when we grew up, we didn't know about this thing. It was just weed. No, I see kids in high school get caught with fucking cocaine. How? You know, things evolve. I don't think it's from music. It's probably your entourage. It depends also where you come from too. It's so much different aspect that can get into this problem, you know, and banning that from the music don't make any sense to me. So I don't think that's something that needs to be talked about. It's like we need to do something deeper. It's either we teach the people in the street how to achieve certain stuff. They probably have a lack of knowledge about certain things. I saw Shaggy doing some convention and talking about a lot of stuff, so I have to big him up for that. And even me, I would love to organize some class with anybody that are interested on teaching what we know and what we learned so far. And if we can help and have and bring ambition and have ideas for the younger people in the street, it would be a huge win. I think that's how you fix problem, instead of stopping them or say that you cannot talk about that. They're living into that. Why not talking about
But
it?
just to clarify, the ban isn't for the artists not to sing, because they're gonna sing what they sing about. It's
Of
just
course.
that it's not going to be.
But
brought
that's
to
what they
awareness.
think they're trying to do. It's like
there is just not to play on Jamaican airwaves. So that's where BCJ have jurisdiction over. So it's like, sing when they want to sing. Of course, then they're probably going to ask it on
Exactly,
YouTube.
yeah, no, it's not forbidden.
But-
It's not forbidden.
yeah.
It's just a ban from the radio.
Yeah.
It's not gonna change anything.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna change anything. It'll probably just push people to want to go and get
See
bigger
if
on
it's-
other
But yeah,
platforms and
That thing is
more
like
into
we
YouTube.
hear more and more like dancehall is too dark, dancehall is this, dancehall is that. Some older artists say that it's trash. They're talking about what they're living to, You cannot stop them from telling. Back in the days, they were talking about probably more stuff about the news and what was happening in Jamaica and this and that was more enjoyable and danceable and funny. But right now, if they talk about this, we need to think like, why, So try probably not changing them, but like, all right, another fact now. Who is the biggest scamming country in the world?
Nigeria.
Yeah. Do you hear them talking about scamming there?
No.
None. What they do, girl song. They don't care. They don't care where them living into. They know they have a bigger picture, and they probably have some people tell them like, all right, think about the world. It's bigger than that, and
feel
you can
like we
make
agree.
so much
I
music.
feel like we do.
You can make so much money with music, but you need to know every
So wait,
aspect to
Raph,
go
I'm trying
collect
to
them.
clarify. So you don't agree that the music that's coming out glorifying or celebrating scamming here in our culture, you don't agree with that, right? That's what you're saying.
It's not my lifestyle, and it's not what I want to represent.
Right.
That's
That's
it.
not what you want to represent.
But I understand everything.
Of course,
I
we get that,
understand.
but yeah, because you draw the comparison,
I'm
which
not
is what we're
blaming-
saying
yeah, I'm
about
not blaming
Nigeria.
everything.
Like Nigeria,
Yeah.
one of the biggest scamming country, but Afrobeat, not mentioned.
But they probably see that, okay, the girl song blew up all over the world, so they have an example. Okay, this is what we need to do.
Okay.
And there's not one song this past 10 years that really, not past 10 years, like the I would say 3 years that really went international. Because I think if there's one song, even a girl song or whatever, that you really blew up from a young artist, other young artists can relate to it and probably sing about it, and then I think that's how the movement can really come back worldwide. So because everybody can relate to girl.
Yeah.
True.
Word. Yeah.
Zach, as a composer, what are your thoughts on like trap dancehall as a sound? The sound of it.
Personally,
started
I
it.
really like it. Like, I mean, like when I said that Raph was pushing me to do other genres, it's probably because I was doing too much of trap dancehall. You know what I mean? And the vision is bigger, right? So, like, not to say
Your fault.
not to say that. I
But
mean,
when you think about it, the CT scan, the money upon my brain.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not saying it's the first trap dancehall, but it definitely have element from trap dancehall, and from that rhythm, a lot of things changed to me. When you think about it, analyze everything. When you go home, narrow, think about it,
Yeah, man.
and yeah, I think it not started from there, but that was when it started to becoming
Boom.
trap.
You think the
dancehall.
boom.
Me
With the
not
808s.
me not starting the argument still. Right,
So I'll let you finish. Like.
yeah. No, but I enjoy trap dancehall, or whatever you want to call it, like the new age dancehall, right? I think that the content really kind of limits its push and like commercial ability. Let's say,
content,
yeah, the content kind of limits how it can be received commercially in other
but
countries.
not necessarily the sound.
No. The
not the
sound,
sound.
the sound itself, I think, is fine. It's like an evolution of dancehall, I guess. Like, I mean,
And even there's a couple new songs that use the trap dancehall pattern. They are way more partying and have energy. Like the one with Armani.
Sure. Armani.
Armani.
Yeah,
Come here, say
Armani. Yeah. My bad. That's my friend.
Yeah,
Shad. They
Armani.
mix up everything.
Armani. Yeah.
I love that song, and it's trap dancehall, but it's like you actually can enjoy yourself listening to it with the trumpet and the saxophone on it. I like it.
Yeah, some of the
good.
song is really dope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
and
of
I
it.
think something is changing right
Yeah,
now.
but I
It's
think I
changing.
agree with Zach when he says probably some of the content probably a whole some back.
Definitely,
Yeah.
that's fair.
but at the same time, like we see, like some of the, like, let's say the least commercial content doing big things for those artists in the UK and the US, you know, big shows, big turnout.
Yeah.
Like Skilly Bang, for example, like
Yeah,
the show he did in the UK and all the features that have kind of developed, and he's gotten opportunities to be a part of bigger projects, and that's because of trap dancehall. Like at the end of the day, so
But you always have something catchy on the rhythm, and this is very smart. They find one part on the song that can go viral and that can be seen on the shows. And it's something that you need to think about when you build a song. Think about something catchy in the song that when you perform, even people overseas, if they don't know the lyrics, they can still sing, like the wap 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 wap. You know, like the world can sing that thing. So it's catchy. So when you have some catchy stuff, I think that increase the chances to get viral or go on tour and deliver good performance.
That's where we're at now. Viral, social media.
It is though. It is.
Yeah.
Raph, Zack, give thanks for passing through.
Respect.
Tell
Best
people
of.
where them can support the album.
Oh, the album is everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify. So the album name Introduction. There's 14 songs and we have a bunch of legend, new artists, everything is in there. So you just go check out and give us your feedback. So you can check us on social media too. Gold Up Music, GOLDUP Music on Instagram. And feel free to reach out to us for anything we're ready.
You know what I'm saying? Like I completely forgot that Gold Up is 2 people. So when I'm like, who? When I went to the launch, I'm like, huh?
That's why it was important for Zack to come here.
That's another reason why I came here, because it wouldn't it's obvious that him being here 3 years and always going to sessions and
He's
saying
the
Gold
face.
Up, he's been the face of Gold Up. So I had
But
to kind of
I always say Raph from Gold Up, and that's why for me it's important to make Zack don't feel that he's a different person and I'm Gold Up. You know, we are Gold Up definitely.
I was like, oh, Gold Up, and like, no.
Even people just call me Gold Up. Nothing wrong with that, but it's important for people to understand that
it's a duo.
Yeah, when we talk
That's
to
what I'm
him,
saying is like, if there's any pressure to move out here at least, to set up that to make it synonymous. Your face and the name synonymous with Gold Up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think it's out of the question, but I want to get to a place where
he doesn't like the fame. He wants to be in the studio working.
I get it.
I want to have a nice, big, huge house on Jackson, so I'm not at that point yet.
you and me both, bro.
Wait, Jackson Hill? Where is it?
Jax Hill, no?
Oh, Jax Hill. I think of Canada before.
Jackson.
The Jackson.
We're gonna get there though, but we appreciate the support. It's great to have the support from. We don't really know each other like this, and it's the second time we have an interview together. And I appreciate the support. For
you do good music, and we like good music.
Thank you.
And I see that there's genuine love for it.
Yeah,
Because I'm wondering even there was ever any sort of people look at you funny too. It's like, why are these 2 white guys doing dancehall music?
It never happened though. It never happened.
It's been overwhelmingly just positive support and
I think we stay true to ourselves and we don't try to be somebody else,
Yeah.
And you always celebrate it. So you're representing it. You love it and you're championing it, but it's like you're not trying to co-opt it or
never
take it from us.
No, that's it.
Push it out there. So that's one of the things I think I respect of you guys.
And it helps to be actually good at this shit too.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
yeah,
I appreciate it.
I mean, bless up. Where can the people follow you? Both
Individually, if you guys.
and collectively.
On IG, it's Zack Ariyah. So ZACKARIYAH _ Gold Up. That's it.
And on TikTok too, we started TikTok for sure.
So
TikTok Gold Up Music, and we're gonna start the challenge because I Like It with Shatawale. I think it's the single that have the biggest potential on TikTok right now.
Yeah.
And people starting to do it already. It started a new choreography.
Yeah.
So we're gonna push it big time right now.
When you talk to Shatawale, was it like, can you sound a little less like Cartel? Like, what was the instruction? He sounds so much like Cartel.
Shatta is
I don't find I never took that distinction like me.
Really? It must sound like something to you?
I mean,
some songs maybe
songs.
because listen, is probably his biggest example.
Yes, he is, and he always
So
saying
he said that when we spoke
he's
to
a
him.
Ghanaian.
So he's from
Cartel.
Ghana, but Ghana, the dancehall in Ghana, I've never been there, but I see that it's huge. And Cartel is the boss there, big time.
Yeah.
So of course, for them to be inspired by Cartel, it's normal. But he has so many different flow. Like when you hear Shatta, you can hear Afrobeat, everything.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's something bad.
No.
I see what you mean still, but like
No, because I think he
I'll tell
has
him,
two
though.
songs on it. It's not the it's the which
Yeah, he has one with Skilly.
The blow up.
Yeah.
With Skilly one.
Skilly, yeah.
Oh, Cartel. Yeah. Sound exactly like Cartel.
but you have a song, his album coming up soon, him have Cartel on it.
Oh, him get a feature? Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if
Okay.
I should have said that, but I said it. No, but everybody know that he has so yeah, you can check his album Gift of God album dropping soon.
And
We have
make sure you
couple
check
song on
out Gold Up album, people.
Yep,
Introduction.
yep. And
Oh,
as
no.
I said, like just feel free to give us your feedback, or if you have any question that we can help, if we can teach what we learn, we'll do it.
Nice.
All right, people, it's Gold Up, Zack and Raph.
Respect.
I'll fix and we that.